Welcome to another episode of Young Fathers of America. We excited about it. This is it. You hear it all in the background. We talking about young fathers today. We bring it all out. We bringing out the struggles. We bringing out the anxiety that everybody just look over. You know what I mean? But it ain't easy because your life changed. Like I said, I'm your host. I got my co-host to the right, Tarik Cooper.
How you doing, everybody?
My other co-host, Virgil Sanford.
Greetings.
And listen, we're here to talk about fatherhood. Let's jump on in. And we got a special guest in the building, Tarik Cooper Jr. And he's going to talk to you about being a young father. And we're excited about it.
Right, let's do
We're
it.
very excited about it. We thank you for coming out, man.
For sure, every time when I bring another special guest, Tarik Cooper the third. So we got three of them.
Hey, we talking
Great
about legacy
generation.
right now.
Yes, sir.
It's three of y'all?
We got senior, we got junior, we got the third up in
That's
here.
what's up.
Absolutely,
Awesome.
I don't know
absolutely.
if the world can handle it.
Awesome.
So, Coop Jr., how many kids you have?
I got three.
You got three. What are their ages?
One, twins, that's 2 months.
Twins.
Wow.
That's too much.
Twin
Wow.
girls.
How you doing it, man?
Man, day by day.
Yes.
Day by day.
Day by day.
Yeah.
For sure.
So you say 1 year old? You got a 1 year old?
He's 1 year old.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how old are you?
I am 26, about to be 27 in February.
Okay, so you was 25 when you had your first one.
Right.
How did it feel?
Different. You know, you're responsible for somebody now other than yourself. It didn't hit me till one day he was crying. I didn't know what he really wanted, so I'm like, yeah, he depending on me to get, food or something to drink. But when he ain't want neither one of those, I'm like, he's like,
Okay.
it's
Gotta
just
figure it out.
yeah, you got to figure out
It's
what they
coming to
want.
you.
They can't talk to you yet, so
Mhm.
you just got to go ahead and figure out what exactly it is that they need or don't need.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a bunch of responsibility on you.
So was he playing?
All of them playing. I'm never gonna say that they're not because I want 10.
Mm-hmm. You want 10?
I want 10. So
Okay.
I wouldn't say none of them are accidents. They
Right.
happen when they happen. You know?
Right. And I don't want to look at it from an accident standpoint, but I really want to know how much it changed your life when you found out that his mom was pregnant.
It was shocking. I found out late.
What you mean you found out late?
We didn't know. We ain't know at all that she was pregnant. She didn't know she was pregnant.
Really?
Yeah. So,
Until when?
4.5, 5 months.
Okay. What's
Yeah.
that? Second trimester? What trimester is that?
I'm not sure. I got 6 and still don't know.
Yeah, so it was just something late that had came up, and I was like, oh, and I had a football game the next day too.
Wow.
So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, that's a bunch to put on me right before I
Yeah.
had something big. But I was like, okay, cool. I broke it to my mom's first, and then the big test.
Yeah, I was the last to know. I don't know, understand why. But we're going to talk off air about that.
Why you say he was the big test? I'm just curious about that
it's
statement.
just we talk about everything, but it's just like sometimes just, that was something big. That ain't never a conversation we had. Kids was never a conversation that we did have. So,
Right.
And so when it was time to talk about it, I was like,
Oh, wait. Yes,
The
sir.
first thing he said, let's take a lap around the block real quick. We just walked and we chopped it up.
That's what's
as
up.
soon as he found out. So
Yeah.
after that, I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
then boom, twins.
Exhale.
Then I'm like, damn,
Ooh,
Gotta
wait.
have
I'll tell him again.
gotta have that
Got
talk
it.
again, right?
Mhm.
So I'm like, all right, bet. So the third talk shouldn't be too hard.
Right.
So it's
So-
getting easier as it goes.
Oh yeah, it
Don't
is
say
what
that,
it is
bro.
now.
It ain't getting no easier.
He
At this
three in,
point,
you
it
got
is.
7 to
It's
go.
much better.
Yeah.
Go.
So you didn't have a sense of responsibility that came upon you. You didn't have a sense of anxiety, like what can I actually take care of this kid? I mean, you wasn't thinking like,
Nah,
what do I do
not at
now?
all. Only because I got a team behind me.
Mm.
So like you said, it's a village.
Yes.
It's a village to raise
Yes.
kids,
Mhm.
even if it was just one. So I ain't never by myself. So
Mm.
even if I was
That's
just
awesome.
if I was in need, they not gonna be in need ever. So
right.
we'll make sure that they got everything they need before.
So you felt that support before even before then.
Yeah, right.
You've
Yeah, I know
always
how
been
my
supported
people
in
get
your
down.
family,
Yeah, I know how my people get down. That's how we was raised. We
Good
very
stuff.
family oriented. So
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah.
They
When it
pulling
comes
that
to
light.
when it comes to children, I'm like, come on now. That's the last thing I'm
That's a
worried
gift.
about is what they need.
Right,
So,
right.
son.
That's right, man. Because we was talking about we know one of the traits is creating that home. We was talking about that the other day.
Right.
Create how important it is to create a home for your children, and if you don't have that home yet, and you with your parents, then it falls back on them. So for you to feel that support and know they was going to support and usher and foster you into that next realm,
Right.
is a good feeling, because I know at that point that releases well, I would say that get rid of the anxiety, some of it,
Right.
you know, that aspect of the anxiety. Yeah, so that's a good thing. But what we want to do, we're raising awareness, right? Providing helpful tips, shedding light on the pressures of fathers' experiences. What were some of the toughest challenges that you have experienced as a young father at this point?
Is
Okay, okay.
is night times. That's the worst times.
Mhm.
You know, of course during the day they busy, but this one right here don't know how to sleep. So putting them to sleep. Just making sure you have everything prepared, keeping it right by the bed. My anxiety never came until he got here. You know, like, I mean that.
So during the whole pregnancy, you
I
was
was
good.
cool. Yeah, I was
Because
cool.
you was
So-
going to the classes. Were you going to the doctor?
Lamont's
with
Yeah,
class?
yeah, of course. But the thing come to where it's like, all right, bet he running around a little bit. How he tripped over that little scale. You,
Mhm.
ooh, I'm over there.
Mhm.
That's where the anxiety came from. But I had to remember.
But
Okay,
he bounced back real
This is-
quick.
yeah, this
Remind
a
me
little
of
tough
Saquon
boy.
Barkley
Yeah,
when-
yeah.
when he heard it over
It's hard to
the
break
dude
it.
backwards.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
Right.
So he 1 year old, but he move around like he 3 or 4 right now. So I mean, I really ain't got too many worries with him. So.
It's in the DNA. Look at you.
Right.
Sherman tank.
Yeah.
Strong. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, I just want to jump the gun a little bit, you know, with that being my grandson, being my son, my structure wasn't built when I was, you know, when I came along with my father, and I wanted to break that cycle. You know, I employed young men and men to break the cycle if they can. If they didn't have anybody before them or beforehand, go ahead and be that link that bridges the gap between you and the generations to come. You know, we can't cry over spilled milk, so to speak, but what we can do is move forward and do better for the generations that are coming. So if he has 10 or 15 or 20, you know, I'm ready for all of them. So that's how I look at it, you know, and it starts with being a father. You know, I tell him all the time, he's gonna make mistakes. We all have, and unfortunately, he's lived to see some of my mistakes.
Right.
You know, so hopefully, you know, through the mistakes I made, he was able to learn some of those things, and he'll make his own, you know, mistakes as well,
Right.
you know, on his own. But with guidance, I got brothers on my side that I know my son respects and listens to as well. That's a blessing. So surround yourself around people that don't mind helping and giving knowledge to your family, and you can build a family from there. You can build something strong, and that's my goal, is building, you know, my grandson better than him, better than myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, that's one of the reasons, that is really the primary reason we decided to do this,
Right.
Young Fathers of America, because you guys are the model. You know, most homes in our community, the father is not accessible. He's not in the home. He's missing. So the relationship that you and your father have is really unique.
Right.
And we're trying to change that. I can appreciate the fact that you said this was the test. I got to talk to the big dog now, you know, and find out what's really gonna go down. And then you went for a block, you talked it out, you was able to exhale. Whew. What about the young men that don't have that to go to?
Right.
That's the dilemma. And so we don't focus on that because we don't see that in the community much, because we go to work and we go home. They don't have access to us. we're not even aware that that's an epidemic in the community, that kids, young men, 14, 15, 16 years old already got several children by several different women. So they don't know how to navigate the waters of life, the terrains of life. And so you have an advantage because the first thing you said is, I have support.
Right.
That balances out the anxiety because I got somebody that I can go to. And so I salute you guys, man, for that. That's very important.
It's a blessing, one thing Verge loves to say is, I'm not smart enough. It's not me. I was blessed to have this spirit, that's what I want to do. And that's the life I want to live, is to be there for them and show them, what I wasn't shown and things that I've learned. And it's crazy, me and my son, we've learned things together,
Yes.
It's a time where it was just me and him living together. We've experienced that, and that was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was awesome.
Yes.
So it is what it is, man. We just gonna keep moving forward.
What I hear, man, is foundation, right? Because and that's why you really can't be upset and holding such a hard and long grudge of your fathers, of your parents, because they only know based on the foundation that was instilled in them.
Facts.
Right? So your father really is going to teach you whether he's there or not. He's going to teach you indirectly. Like I was good in sports, right? But my father didn't throw the football with me.
Right.
So guess what I'm gonna do?
Throw it with
yours. Right? So, and that's what I hear with you.
Right.
You saying you didn't have that guidance.
Oh, yeah.
You had, your uncles was there. My uncles was there.
Right.
Right? So you didn't have that foundation. But here's the thing. Your dad probably didn't have that foundation.
Oh,
Facts.
that part.
To be able to move it through generations.
I know for a fact he did.
Right. And what I hear is the legacy that you're building, and it's something that I admire. It's inspiring, and I would like everybody to take a page out of Coop Playbook, because what's happening is, and he said it earlier, right? You're building the foundation of fatherhood that you didn't have, right?
Exactly.
And you're passing it on here.
Good.
So
That's
one thing that he gonna always have is support, because that foundation came, right? And those are the things those are the building blocks that we need.
That's right.
Those are the building blocks that we are gonna instill into the young fathers that come into our program, right? Because they need it.
That's
right? And some people say there's no such thing as fatherless, because the father's already there. But we're talking about, when we say fatherless, we're talking about the kids that didn't have the father in their life.
Right.
Who was present, absentee father.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, well, and then even go a little farther than that, you building that legacy by passing on Junior and the third over here.
Yes,
so
sir.
they gonna be like, who is cool? Okay.
Where did it start?
Where it get started at?
Hey, right here.
Right.
That's good.
But no, it's a blessing. I don't pat myself on the back. Every day is a learning experience. We talked in the first podcast about mistakes, and how that's a wonderful thing to make mistakes, because it's a learning tool that I think God blessed us with. If we make that mistake, anybody that's trying to do any better might make the mistake once or twice, maybe 3 times. But the goal is to learn from it and move forward. So that's just a blessing in life that we have. A lot of people take mistakes in the wrong direction, I feel, and look at it in the wrong way. Mistakes are awesome, totally awesome. And, I live with them and love them.
Stepping stone.
Yes, makes me better.
And nobody perfect, man. Nobody is perfect. To think that you're perfect is to think you're not gonna make mistakes. And the only person that only spirit I know don't make mistakes is God. So you're saying you're God if you don't expect to make a mistake.
Yes. Yes.
But so let's get back to, because you seem like you done had it too easy, man.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go a little deeper,
What you
man.
just said.
I'll make it easy, man.
Have you ever heard of postnatal anxiety or perinatal anxiety?
Mm-hmm.
Because you probably haven't experienced any significant challenges, but what about the mom? Did she have to go through that?
Attachment issues.
Attachment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like she can't be away from him for real for too long.
Okay.
Hold on, son. It was so, just start worrying, thinking the worst and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I never was like that with nothing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm good under pressure. You
Yeah,
know,
you
and it's
seem
really
pretty laid
wasn't.
back.
Yeah, it really wasn't no pressure. I got you, son. Here, but get the phone fix everything. For you.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah.
So
But
if
the
you,
reason I
if you
asked
have a
that,
child, get you a phone.
Yeah.
right, absolutely. And it don't have to be on the air. It's just put it on Wi-Fi.
Seems like they come as an appendage these days.
Right. But statistics show that 1 in 10 men experience prenatal and postnatal anxiety. And this from a study back in 2021. So it wasn't that far ago. I mean, postnatal anxiety affects 14.3% of men in general, compared to higher rates in women. You know, and just to give you a definition here, postnatal anxiety refers to excessive worry, fear, and stress after childbirth, while perinatal anxiety covers both pregnancy, during pregnancy, and like a year after the child is born.
A year after.
You know, for you not even to have to maneuver through that, and and his mom didn't have to maneuver. I mean, it seemed like, you know, that the blood on the pulse. You know what I'm saying? And,
well, let me say it make it easy having an example, right?
Okay.
When my mama asked me for something, she didn't have to wait for it. You feel me? So
Mhm.
whenever she said, "Hey, I need this, and that," he went to go get this, and that. And then he showed up with something else, you know.
Mhm.
So
Above and
I
beyond.
do the same
Follow
thing.
suit.
So
Follow suit.
everything that we need, we already got it. You get what I'm saying? So I think
Good stuff.
ahead. I think ahead before the question even come. Hey, I'm gonna need this. I already knew that. You know.
Mhm.
So here you go.
Yeah, you're anticipating what's
Right.
next.
So that takes a whole bunch of the stress out. Everything.
Yes,
so,
it does. Preparation.
Being prepared.
I'm just prepared. Yeah, I was about
Yeah.
to say I'm really just prepared for everything, and you got to think ahead,
Yeah.
especially with the kids. Like
Absolutely.
what they gonna need next month? What's next month?
Mhm.
What they got going on today and tomorrow, and I mean.
And what it's doing, absolutely causing you to evolve
Yeah.
into a level of maturity that nothing else would have taken you through the rigors of maturing on that level.
Right.
Because of the way you feel about your family, you're forced into a position to make things work.
Yeah.
And so you're maturing at the same time, even with the failures and flaws,
Right.
even with the mistakes. All of that is part of the process to equip you to come to a place of maturity where you understand manhood, responsibility, accountability, and all of the qualities and values that we're talking about in our toolbox, tools and traits to help young men develop like you are.
Right.
Because a lot of us, as I said, don't have the advantage that you have. So you're an example, and a great example of who we're trying to help these young men to develop and become. Understanding that we have to anticipate, we have to think ahead. It's not about us anymore, like you started out saying. Now I'm responsible. And so those are the things that drive you to leadership. And so what I'm saying is this man has provided strong leadership as a model for you to follow. So that's why your stress level is minimized. And so a lot of our young men who don't have access to real leadership and around men that don't know how to be men, then how do they have the stress levels minimized?
Yes.
They don't even know that they don't know.
Right.
You don't even know what you don't know.
Right.
All you know is you got a responsibility and you don't have the equipment
To deal with it.
to manage it. See? And so we recognize the dilemma in our community. And so we've taken an allegiance to help target that thing and turn that thing around. Ends up in mass incarceration, which is $1 billion industry. And so we left to our own devices, then what we gonna do? We're in survival mode all the time. You're not in survival mode. You're thinking and you're processing life as you go.
Verge used the word that we use on this platform quite a bit, and that's evolving. I just want to point that out. the Young Fathers of America is all about evolution. So the growth of young fathers and the participation of fathers in our community is very important to Young Fathers of America. Also, Gabe just said, was speaking about being prepared, being 10 steps ahead, and thinking ahead of the game. Well, you're right, Verge, as far as people not having that, maybe not having an example, but what this platform is going to provide is a mindset. I guarantee you, if you give us an opportunity to give you some of the tools that we've had to learn because of the mistakes that we made, you will start thinking about thinking ahead.
That's good.
What you just said is very crucial. The way you put it, you know, being prepared, thinking 10 steps ahead. Maybe that's not something that you think, you know, I go back to the domino effect again. I won't go over the whole aspect of it, but if you've never seen how to play dominoes, you don't know. But then when you learn, I can teach my grandson, hey, just match this one with this one. That's the first step. Then the next step, you want to count fives in that. And I've taught him the basics of the game is what we're doing. We're teaching.
Right.
We're informing these young men on what steps they need to take in order to become better fathers or to become, you know, prepared when it's time to be a father.
That's right. That's right. That's good stuff, man. So listen, man. I mean, you got a wonderful support system, which is good. But one thing that I do know, you still got to take care of yourself.
Right.
What are some of the things that you're doing to make sure that you are taking care of yourself? And the reason I say that, when I first became a father, one thing that I did, I would say I really like let myself go a little bit. You know what I'm saying? As far as, and what I mean by that, the clothes that I wear, you know, it's almost like I'm looking like a dad. You know, they got dad bods, father figures, you know what I'm saying?
Dad outfits.
You know, dad outfits. You know what I'm saying? So you let yourself go in a type of way. Now, all fathers don't do this. I've seen some fathers that's really adamant about, you know, keeping themselves up, going to the gym. I mean, my brother Bird's right here, 68, and he ain't never had nothing going on. Don't take no medicine to this day.
Glory
so
to
I
God.
definitely want to get Bird's, you know, perspective on it.
Smart.
But but what are
Thank
some
you,
of the self care and practical tips that you are doing?
Back to what you said, I think keep your stress levels down. It varies for everybody. For one, it's the company I keep.
That's
you
good.
know, I'm not surrounding myself around no negativity for real.
Right.
Knuckleheads.
So yeah, exactly. So when it comes to waking up every day, I'm talking to people that I actually, you know, love, and they love me too. So
that's powerful.
it's that goes further than going to the gym for me, you know. So having real conversations with somebody, not just hanging around them for no reason, like benefiting from each other from those conversations that you do have.
Now, T, when you say real conversation, what does that look like? What is a real conversation?
For instance, my close brother of mine, Nino, we'll probably sit there. Well, I'll go to the barbershop, he cut hair. We'll sit there, we'll probably talk for 2 or 3 hours. What you gonna do? You got 3 kids, bro. What you doing? I was like, man, I got this going on, this, and that. He was like, what if you, oh, that was a good idea.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
Or I see you got the barbershop thing going on. You ain't never thought about opening your own? He like, oh, man, yeah, but I said, but what if you do this, and that? You know, those conversations get deeper, you know what I mean? But I benefit from being around him because mentally, we challenge each other 24/7, and
awesome.
I think that's a healthy relationship.
No doubt.
You
Do
know,
y'all hold each other accountable?
We do. So when it comes back to the people I surround myself around. I don't like
that
yes
is
men.
key, man. Cool.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't
That
like. I
is
can't
key.
be around a yes man.
But see, everybody don't know that, right? And not only that, I mean, the type of principles that was instilled in you indirectly spilled over into, I would say, the type of woman you pick.
Right.
Oh, we.
Because, I mean, yeah, you can have it be cool in your demeanor and all of that, and you communicating well, but just depends on the woman you pick. That communication got to go to another level.
Right.
Now you got to know how to communicate at that level, because if you don't, then you're getting frustrated. You know, then the anxiety is gonna come up. You know what I mean? So what I hear, and you correct me if I'm wrong, what I hear is you didn't have that with his mom or the twins' mom or what have you. It seemed like you're still communicating to a point where it's not raising your anxiety up.
No,
I mean, y'all able to work things
work.
out.
I was about to say
she's not badgering you. You know what I mean?
I was about to say we got a good foundation of what we got going with the kids. So whenever it come down to the conversations that need to be had, even if it is an argument, it's something that can get fixed like that. Why? Because like, all right, we said. Now, all right, let's get back to what's important.
Yeah.
The kids. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So like,
And
that's
that's
what we're
it.
gonna keep.
That's
what we keep
Primary
everything
focus.
about. Let's talk about these kids. Like, what they need shoes on their feet. All right, get you mad about. They got clothes on their back.
Yeah.
They got food in the house. They got
Right.
enough milk in the refrigerator. That's the most important thing. So, I mean, I think relationship with a female, you having a friendship, those relationships that you build at work, all those have to come with some type of communication. All communication is different, but you just got to learn.
Effective
Yeah,
communication.
exactly. You got to learn how to communicate with whoever you is.
That's
you know,
good.
having any partnership with. It don't matter what it
That's
is,
what it boils
business,
down to.
business, love life,
Yes, sir.
friendships,
That's
right.
all that is important communication.
Communication.
But I mean,
man.
not saying that everybody's perfect at it, you know.
Right.
And sometimes you're gonna flip, you're gonna fumble. Like, hey, was the important topic that we needed to be talking about. We got drawn off board real quick. Let's get back on topic.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that's it. Just take one person to say that, and then it's like, maybe we need to take 5 seconds, away from each other real quick.
Regroup. Recuperate.
You're my partner still. There you go.
Recalibrate.
You know what I mean?
One of the main things, too, is the company you keep. What he said, I totally agree. And if I can take anything and say, hey, I think I instilled in him was not just putting any and everybody around him. And it's been a million times, and I won't say a million times, but as long as you've been knowing Verge, and we go to the cigar bar and we're sitting back and we're chilling and we're talking, I might speak to my son approximately 10, 15 minutes, and an hour long that we're sitting there, you and Verge are going back and forth with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And my trust is in him that I know he's giving my son something that he's going to benefit from. So I surround myself around people. He's sitting over there talking to Gabe. I know he's getting some knowledge. He's getting something of value.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
Something productive.
From a
is
place
happening.
of love.
From a place of love. These brothers love me, so I know what they're going to show to my child.
That part.
He hates when I say offspring.
Hey, watch out.
That's key. You understand the value of communication.
Right.
You can't lose. Communication is really the heart of the relationship, and if you can't talk to me right, I don't feel you. And I often say, you got to stimulate between my ears before you stimulate between my legs.
Facts.
And so if you don't know how to mentally stimulate me, or emotionally or spiritually stimulate me, it's just so far we can go within the relationship. So that's the governor of our relationship. And you recognize that already, man. You ain't been on the planet 5 minutes.
Mm.
You ain't been on the planet
A long
5
way to go.
minutes, man.
Maybe
You
falling
still
down.
green. You still green, man.
Green as
Your
the
breath
world.
don't even
I'm
stink
pushing
yet.
50, man. I'm pushing 50.
You pushing 50.
Yeah.
That make me.
Come on.
Great looking 50.
Black don't crack.
I love it. I love this
Type
conversation.
stuff.
Yes, man. It's great.
So it's some common challenges though that's young fathers face. One of them is just being that provider, right? It's like they face unique challenges, including that economic instability, housing concerns, and the pressure of just providing for their family. Uh, do you feel that same type of pressure?
No, you get up and go to work.
Okay.
Uh, if you don't go to work, find some type of income.
Mm-hmm.
You got to staying active every day, waking up. I try to make money every day. It don't matter what it is. If I can go cut somebody's hair real quick, I got you gotta have skills. So just say if your job did let you go, what's your backup plan? You gotta have something to go out there and get.
Right.
The kids don't care.
Mm-hmm.
They still gonna be hungry later on. So you gotta fund that. So I'm gonna go get that milk.
That's what's up.
Figure it out.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
Can I chime in on that?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
So when I was reading, when you sent me the topic for today's show, about how managing stress, and I felt like I kind of knew where he was gonna go with some of the questions that I thought we might ask, as far as saying, I have a good support system. I have people behind me that catch my back, this, that, and the third, and that's true. He's absolutely right on that. And I'm not just speaking of myself. His mother, my wife, his children's mother and father, they're great people as well.
Wow. Awesome.
So it's just it's the whole thing. But what I will say, what we want our audience to do and our young men to do is think deeper. So the stress he might not be thinking about, and I'm just you can agree or disagree, but you don't want him sick. You want him healthy.
Yeah, right, okay.
So, that's a natural stress. That's the stress of any father. But if you take a young father that don't have the background or the things that some fathers have, or the experience, because if you're 16, 15, or however old, as a teenager and have a child, you don't have a lot of experiences in life. So what you don't know is what comes next after strep throat. You don't know what comes next after this child having an ear infection or X, Y, and Z. So health can be a stressful thing that even if you have a support system,
yes, sir.
we can all be there, but he might have strep throat. He might have an ear infection. He might have this, that, and the other. Question on the topic would be, how do you manage that?
He allergic to mosquitoes.
Right.
So when he get mosquito bites, he swell up. Was bad one time. He had got bit in the cheek. But you sit back, you like, dang, that's my little baby right there. He look bad, but he just look at you. He like, okay, he fine. Let's just go to the doctor. Let's figure out what we need to give him. He hate medicine. It's got a little syringe. Got a little syringe. Every time he see it coming, he do that right there.
I already know. Even talking about it. That's why he's doing it now.
Yeah, but him and medicine don't get along, so
now he's fussing about it.
we try to stay on top of
You got that right.
everything medical wise, when he go get his shots and stuff like that. It's just not a good day for him. And it's not the best thing to watch at all, true.
Sure.
But at the same time, it's necessary.
Yes, it is.
So
Part of the
anything
process.
that's necessary for him, all there for, I'm cool about it. So
He's not the end result.
yeah. But for sure the mosquito bites, I'll be like, yeah, he can't go outside right now.
Wow.
But he still he active, run around the house 24/7.
Yeah.
When he is about to go outside, a little Benadryl, mosquito spray.
Okay.
Let's
Okay.
get to it. Yeah, it's time to go outside and be active.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say it's time to get active right now.
So what I'm hearing is, again, we go back to what you said, Gabe, preparation. Stand a few steps in.
Yeah.
Awareness.
Because studies show that nearly 50% of young fathers face economic difficulties that lead to, that mental health issue. But the tip is assessing social support and that community resource, which is what I hear. You got that support, right? You got that community. You got resources in that community. Studies show that can make a significant difference.
Right, absolutely.
And that's what I hear. fortunately. But why do you think it's for young fathers? Why do you think it's hard for them to manage anxiety like you manage anxiety? Why do you think it's hard for them to go out and get a job and take care of their family? Because I'm sure they didn't plan it. Not young fathers. They didn't really. Most did not plan it.
Right. It's not everybody in the world is a problem solver, right? You see a problem, you need to fix a problem. Everybody's not great planners. Nobody ever taught them how to be a good planner, you know. Some people was born with it, some people had to learn it, some people still don't know it. So when it comes down to, all right, boom, I put myself in this situation. I'm not saying it's bad at all, but now I gotta provide. What job am I gonna go get? Some people like, I seen my mama have 2 or 3 jobs sometimes.
Right.
Maybe that's what I need to go do. Or my mama did have 2 or 3 jobs. Maybe I need to go get one good one. You know, so it's really putting yourself in the best position to succeed at whatever level that you see yourself succeeding at. Because I can't go make $100,000 and I'm looking at $20,000 jobs. But if that's what I got right now, I need to plan accordingly.
That's
okay,
good.
I'm making $20,000 this year. How am I about to put that together for these kids to eat?
Yes, you make a budget. Yes.
Right, exactly. But it takes that planning.
Yes,
it takes
sir.
that mindset. It takes the
good.
knowledge, knowing that, hey,
That is
this is
really
what I'm
good.
working with, this what I got, this what they got. So,
That's awesome.
yeah.
Yes, sir. I think self-love is a part of self-care. I think even men, grown men who are mature at my age, don't practice self-love and self-care. We don't take time out to make sure that we're good. You know, we got so many balls up in the air, juggling so many balls. We're on the back burner, you know, and I think self-care is important mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. I'm working hard on self-mastery. I want to master me. I think if our young people could understand the value of self-control, discipline, self-care. So I gotta love me first. I didn't know how to love a woman because I didn't love me. You don't have that problem. So how do these young men come to a place where they recognize that this is an issue? I don't know how to take care of myself. I don't know how to love myself. How can I provide that to someone else and I don't even have it? I don't even possess it.
That's right.
That's a big deal.
Tune in to Young Fathers of America.
Hey, come on, talking now, talking. Listen,
That's how
tune in.
Stay tuned.
We might not have all the answers, but we'll help with some of them.
We got plenty of
And
them.
listen, all you have to do is text Fathers of Change to 833-458-3882. Fathers of Change to 833-458-3882. You know why? Because we building that community, right? And I mean, nobody is perfect, you know? And we want to help you have the same type of foundation, build the same type of foundation. We want to be that community for you. You know, if your dad wasn't in the house, we want to be that for you.
That's good.
Right? So, yeah. Tell them again, tune in.
Hey, tune in, Young Fathers of America. I am Father.
That's right, that's right.
Hey, Courageous Ministries.
There you go.
I just want to grow up.
There you go. Come on
All
now.
over
On the
place.
verge with birds.
And on the verge of birds. It's come back crow no more.
That's right.
Hey, look
Social
here.
media platform.
We're not bragging. Again, we say we're not experts at being a father, but what we do know is that we've made those critical and those crucial mistakes that have fine-tuned us to say, hey, you might not want to go down that way. The bridge is out.
I like
The
that.
bridge is out.
Yeah.
The
Go the
bridge
other
is
way.
out. Go the other
That
way.
bridge is out. See the knot on my head? It's
I
down
fell.
there.
Absolutely.
And on top of making those mistakes, I see it's a group of people who care. You know,
That's good.
yeah, it's a group of people who actually care, not knowing who the audience is or who may or may not reach out to the number. We care about you. And I mean, whatever is necessary for us to answer those questions, like you said, we ain't got all of them,
Yes.
but we can show you one way to get it done.
That's
Every
good.
way
That's good.
we don't have. Some ways are better than others. It's no one right way. So
That's
I mean,
good.
I see
That is
these
good.
3 different heads right here.
Mhm.
I mean, I can butt in a little bit on what the little 1 year I done had. But I mean, for somebody who really in the need of knowing, you got people out here who do care. So this is a good platform
Thank
for
you.
people to
Thank you,
watch
sir.
and reach out to.
Appreciate that.
Mind if I chime in too?
Sure.
One more thing, what you just said about people that care. I had a conversation with a gentleman about looking out for someone else's child. I have my nephew in the building right now. That's my nephew's son. That's my son as well. What's up, Chu?
How you doing?
All right. So one thing I know for a fact, that if you save another child's life, you might be indirectly saving your child's life. If you take that gun out of that child's hand, or you change that child's life for the better, you know, you could be changing the life of somebody that might influence your child.
Mhm.
If you think about kids in school, I used to think about my son all the time. Most of his friends are my children. I look at them like that, because either we can have them saying, hey, they might not shoot him or kill him, but what if they say, hey, let's go rob a store, let's go rob this bank, let's go do this, or let's go do that.
Mhm.
But if I keep them close as well and teach them some of the same lessons I taught him,
Mhm.
I'm saving him indirectly by saving them, because now their direction is headed toward bigger and better goals.
Right.
So we're looking at helping our community. That's why Young Fathers of America is so important, I feel, because we're trying to help take those things, those crucial mistakes that they might make that they can't turn around from. We're talking about mistakes like, okay, I chose this job, maybe I need to choose this job. That's an okay mistake to make. I need to do research on what type of life I want to have. Those are okay mistakes to make. You know, taking someone's life, X, Y, and Z. If we take those out of the equation, period, we can save more children, more young men in our community by just helping one young man. So it starts one child at a time. You know what I'm saying? And so what he said was, you know, helping people that care. It comes back to surrounding yourself around people that you trust and that you feel are headed in the same path that you're headed in. And that's why I'm with these brothers, still sharp and still. You talking
Yes,
about Nino and y'all having those conversations. That's all you guys are doing, is building structure within each other, holding each other accountable, and making each other more responsible for life. And I appreciate these guys for doing that.
And we
for me.
appreciate you. Men building men.
You know, men building men, absolutely.
Talk that talk, cool. Talk that talk, cool.
man.
You know what?
Listen,
I'm just saying.
it's Young Fathers of America. We talking about fatherhood, right? And if you're a young father and you like what you hear, you want to be more involved, you need that community. You got questions, right? You need answers. Hopefully you can find it in our community, right? Text Fathers of Change to 833-458-3882. And yes, we would do the best that we can to make sure you get what you need.
Absolutely.
Because there's no one way, right? Everybody is different. You can't even raise your kids the same way, and they're in the same house,
Right.
coming from the same seed.
That's right.
They're all different. So we do the best we can. Thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime, just let me know.